We talked about what our external threats are. We talked about Russia and China and some of the ways in which they're fighting us. And what I realized when you were talking about the internal threats is not necessarily that they're threats, is that they're tools of our enemies. And I was thinking about the far left and the far right, and apathy and disengaged electorate. And these are kind of outcomes. These are what our enemies want. This is not what we want. And I just wonder if you could comment on those various outcomes being the tools of our enemies, our external threats.
If you haven't studied it, it's worth, for your listeners, it's worth doing a little research on, things formerly known as, PSYOPs or information warfare, right? What are the tenets of that, right? So what is it that the enemy is trying to do? So Clausewitz called it the fog of war, right? So, well, that's a tool, right? And so how do we inject that fog into what the American society is dealing with and make it really what they're doing is taking a small disturbance in whatever's happened, the event, whether it be a school shooting or, a riot downtown or whatever, right? So they take that event that is, I would tell you, more in that routine column, right? So the relationships are known, the actors are known. Did they break the law? Yes or no? Do we hold them accountable? Yes or no, right? So we know how to deal with these situations, but what they're doing is they're taking one of those events and through media and misinformation and stirring up of the populace through these social media avenues, they're moving it into a contingency and crisis response that the government's having to respond to, right? And so they're taking really what is a non-event and making it an event. And so we're susceptible, and these groups are certainly susceptible and may even be, have bad actors planted within them.